This is the story of Kuba Ji, whose guru named him Keval Ram. He was a potter by profession. He started attending the spiritual discourses of Sri Krishna Das Pehari Ji and accepted him as his guru. Although a potter, his spiritual status elevated him to great saints. Kuba Ji was deeply devoted to serving saints. He understood that serving saints is the primary means to receive divine grace. He believed that worshipping saints makes attaining God easier. Whenever saints visited his home, he would welcome them with great respect. His house was always open to saints and sages. He made only 30 pots a month and sold just one. With this limited income, he sustained his family and used the remaining funds to serve saints. He deliberately avoided excessive business and worldly activities, believing that they would distract his mind from devotion and spiritual practice. One day, a large group of saints arrived at his home, but he had no means to serve them. He told his wife, "We will have to take a loan. The saints have come, and they must not remain hungry." He could have simply folded his hands and humbly informed the saints about his situation, but his loving heart did not allow it. He thought, "Even if I have to take a loan to serve the saints, it is not bad." He approached a moneylender and said, 25 saints have arrived at my home. I need food supplies for them. Please lend me the necessary items, and I will repay you gradually. Most moneylenders refused, saying that he was too poor to repay any loan. However, one clever moneylender said, "If you complete a task for me, I will provide whatever supplies you need." Kuba Ji asked, "What is the task?" The moneylender replied, "The digging of our well has stopped. If you can complete it, I will give you all the materials required for saint service." Hearing this, Kuba Ji happily agreed. Kuba Ji willingly accepted taking a loan for saint service. He was so immersed in devotional service that he took the required materials and served the saints. His wife also participated in the service. Afterward, both of them went to complete the agreed upon work. As they dug, they continuously chanted, "Siyaram, Siyaram." His wife would remove the soil while he called out Siyaram, signaling her to lift it. They communicated only by chanting the Lord's name. Seeing their dedication, the moneylender was pleased, thinking that he had gotten a major task done for just a small amount of supplies. As the work progressed, Keval Ram Ji kept chanting Siyaram, Siyaram, filling the baskets with soil, while his wife lifted them with the same chant. Step by step, they continued their work. As they became deeply engaged in digging the well, the loose soil around them started shifting. Within moments, thousands of kilos of soil collapsed into the well. The well had already become deep, and just when they were about to reach water, the upper hillside caved in, burying Keval Ram Ji under the soil. The collapse was so sudden that all one could see was dust everywhere. No one believed that he could have survived. His wife was told that there was no hope, but she remained calm, accepting it as the will of God and a result of past karma. For an entire month, no one visited the site, as it was considered a tragic accident. A month later, some travelers passing by suddenly heard the divine chant, "Siyaram, Siyaram, Siyaram." The sound was incredibly blissful. Hearing this, those nearby were amazed. This was no ordinary sound, it was filled with deep spiritual energy. At that very moment, a king happened to pass by. Seeing a crowd gathered, he inquired about the matter. People explained that this was the place where Keval Ram Ji had been buried alive while digging the well. The king, upon hearing this, immediately ordered excavation. People doubted that anyone could survive under so much soil, but the chanting was clear and unwavering. As they began digging, they discovered a cave-like formation. By divine grace, the soil had not fallen completely onto Keval Ram Ji, rather, it had stopped above him, forming a protective enclosure. It was a miracle. When they finally saw him, they were stunned. Keval Ram Ji was sitting peacefully in a meditative posture, loudly chanting Siyaram, Siyaram. Beside him was a beautiful vessel filled with food and water. The question arose, how did food and water reach him? Imagine if someone gets stuck in an elevator when the power goes out, they feel anxious. Yet, this devotee had been inside a deep well for a month, not just surviving but remaining blissfully absorbed in chanting. This was the power of chanting the holy name. Keval Ram Ji had no fear, no distress, only divine ecstasy. Those who sincerely chant the Lord's name are directly cared for by the Lord himself. When the excavation was complete, everyone saw that Keval Ram Ji was completely unharmed except for a minor injury on his back. He had been in the well for an entire month, yet he remained nourished with food and water. Soon, people from the town and nearby villages gathered with great reverence. It was astonishing that after so long, he was still alive, absorbed in devotional chanting. People bowed before him with deep faith and devotion. This was divine grace, this was the glory of chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The power of chanting the Lord's name is immeasurable. It was Keval Ram Ji's unwavering faith and devotion that saved him from the jaws of death. This incident stands as a testament to the boundless glory of the Lord's name.